Hey guys, I'm MJ. I'm back. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a pudina paratha. It was actually commented by one of my subscriber. Now let's start. First you need here 2 cups of flour. Then I have water here, salt, some turmeric powder, and then this is some garam masala. You can add your own spices and make this also. That's why I'm adding a little bit of garam masala. First take some salt. Here I have powdered salt. You can't use rock salt here because it will not get dissolved nicely. After that we'll add some turmeric powder, just a little bit or so. Just toss it around nicely. Let it get combined. We'll also add our garam masala. Actually I should have added the garam masala before tossing, but it's okay. I'm adding a little bit more. Now slowly add your water. To make a nice soft and smooth dough. Keep on mixing. First I will be mixing with the spoon. You can see the crumbs like it's coming. So then slowly add your water again. Mix. You can see it's forming into a thick. Again add your water. Now mix it nicely. Now let me mix with my hands. Nicely mix, make a soft smooth dough. We have some flour here left over. Let's sprinkle it on top. Make sure all the flour, dry flour is absorbed. Just keep on kneading it until you get a soft and smooth dough. Okay guys, now you can see the dough is soft and smooth. You can see how soft it is. Now we are going to be taking some oil. Little bit of oil on top. Nicely spread it. The dough, it's just forming. Now flatten it down a little bit but not too much, and take a cloth, wet it in water a little bit. Means like a damp cloth. Cover it and we will be resting this for half an hour. Preferably you can keep it for 1 hour also, but minimum you have to keep it half an hour. Then take this pan, which you can use it in microwave. Take some mint leaves, the base for our pudina paratha. Sprinkle it all over nicely. Just spread it evenly. And we are going to be popping this inside the microwave for 3 minutes. Now I have kept it inside for 3 minutes. Let's just remove it. It's super hot. You can see some parts have not yet browned. So let's just toss it around a little bit, but make sure that they don't stick together. Then we will keep it again for 1 more minute. Just make sure they are evenly spread. Let's keep it in. for 1 more minute. Hey guys, now you can see the dough has rested, and this is the mint. We have dried it, then I have made it into a powder, nice fine powder. I'm getting the smell of the mint. Now here are dough. Let's take a dough ball, mix it in. You can see the dough ball here. We'll have our dry flour here, so let's just drop it in the dry flour, nicely coated. Keep it on here, just press it with your fingers like this a little bit, turn it over, press it a little bit. Now we'll take our rolling pin and slowly start rolling. We are trying our best to get the circle shape, but if it's okay that if it comes in square also. It should not be thin or not too thick. You can see the sides are a little bit thick here, so I'm rolling it a little bit more. If you're not getting the perfect circle shape, then you can use a lid of something or a lid like this to cut it into a perfect circle shape. Now slowly let's take it out. It hasn't stuck yet. That's a good sign. Slowly remove it. Let's keep it on our hand for some time. Then take some dry flour, coat it at the bottom, nicely spread it and add it on top. Now what are we going to do is this powder we have, just add it on top, some of the powder, just spread it nicely. Then again take some flour and sprinkle it on top, dry flour, and just mix it nicely too. And remove any excess flour or the excess powder. I am just putting it down here because I have a newspaper down, so the table won't get dirty. After that, make a zigzag fold. Fold it like this, then again like this, then again like this. After you get this kind of fold, twist it like this. You can see it should be nice and twisted. Then what are we going to do is roll this twisted part like this into a ball, stick the sides and just press it down slightly. I'll also show you another method. Then slowly roll it. It's breaking a little bit here. You can just stick it over like this. You can see the layers. There are 3 layers actually. That's a good thing. Also, one more tip: when you are kneading the dough, if the dough gets sticky, then take the dough, make a hole in the center and add some dry flour inside the center, then knead it. So the centers will get coated with the flour and the stickiness will start going away slowly. You can see I have nicely rolled it. I am adding a little bit more on top. Just spread it evenly. Now we'll keep this guy aside. This is our first method. I'm going to add a little bit of flour where I'm keeping it so that it won't stick. Now, this is the second method. Take a dough ball, do the same process. It's a little bit too big, I'm removing a little bit of it. Add it into a dry flour. Press it slightly, turn it over, press it slightly, roll it, turn, roll, flip, then roll. The side should not be thick or too thin. And just that's it. Now what we should do is take the powder, add it on top. Spread the powder nicely. Now add a little bit of dry flour. Spread it nicely. Now what you should do is take your knife, make slits. Don't cut it all the way through. You can see I'm making slits, nice slits. Don't cut it all the way through or else it will break. Now I'm making some slits like this also. Now it will start to break like this, so start rolling it like this slowly. Don't start to remove it at a speed or else the dough will break. Now the same we have to roll it like the last one. Attach the side together. Lightly press it down. Turn it over, lightly press it down. Then I am adding a little bit of dry flour because some parts of the dough are starting to stick a little bit. Now rolling pin. Roll it. You can see that the flour is magically falling from the top. I'm just connecting this because it's not a perfect shape. Then I'm just rolling those parts. And this is it, our dough is done. Now we'll move to the pan. What teacher? Hey guys, now we have the dough here. I'm using a smaller pan because I don't have a bigger pan with the flat bottom. Now dip your hands in water and slowly dab it around fully. Evenly the water should be on every corner. Now what we are going to do is slowly take it, drop it in our hot pan. It should be nice, the pan should be nice and hot. After you are dropped in the pan, let it cook for about 2 minutes. Now it has been cooked. Now I'm taking some oil, just putting it around the corners. You can see it sizzling. Actually, what we should do was we have to flip the whole pan onto the flame directly. If you are able to do that, you can do it. I'm not able to do that. This pan is non-stick pan, so it's not sticking. So now I'm going to turn it over. You can see it's nicely browned at the back. We have to do the same on this side too. You can see how it's moving because this is a non-stick pan. I had done a mistake by using a non-stick pan. You can use a cast iron pan if you have, which works perfectly. After this side's done, then the paratha is also ready. I'll also give a link in the description below for my mushroom and baby corn gravy, which you can pair up with this paratha and it will be super good. And also you can make some other gravies and stuff also with some other vegetables, and also the mushroom and baby corn video will come on the top right corner as a suggestion.